This is the June Diaries for Handheld Press. So the first thing that happened this month, I've started to do Goodreads. I've been on Goodreads for years. I have done nothing. I don't record my reading, my personal reading in Goodreads. I have a series of book diaries that do that, which date back now about 15 years. But somebody got in touch from a new reading group, and it's called, I have to look this up, the Raising the Middlebrow Book Club. And they do a monthly book that they read together. And I think they did one recently that Handheld had published. So I thought, oh, right, I better go in and answer and do comments and just check what they think and can I help? So that was actually really nice. And then the organiser got in touch. So I will be doing the Raising the Middlebrow Book Club. I'll be doing it on the 27th of August. We'll be doing a talk about, I don't know what, probably about a handheld book. And it'll be really good to talk to real people. It'll be on Zoom. It'll be Saturday evening, which is fine for me, and Saturday afternoon or morning for people in North America. So if you're interested in Middlebrow reading, in what Handheld publishes, and you're on Goodreads, have a look for the Raising the Middlebrow Book Club and see if you want to get involved. We had our 5th birthday in June, as you probably remember from much trumpeting about it earlier. The week itself, we did a 3 for 2 offer on our books through our website, which is always really good because people buy absolutely loads of books. I don't know what it is about the magic. Buy 2 and get 1 free, so it's 3 books for the price of 2. I think Waterstones pioneered it, certainly in my lifetime. Long ago there may have been similar promotions. It's such a simple marketing tool, but my word, it brings in the sales. So we sold a lot of books that week, and thank goodness. May was an absolutely dreadful month for sales. June was pretty good, and I think the 3 for 2 really helped. So thank you, all of you who contributed by buying lovely books at slightly discounted prices. And then we had my talk at Toppings in Bath, which is a beautiful bookshop, and it was a select audience of about nearly 30 people. And I just talked and talked and talked for about an hour with slides, telling them all about Handheld, how it evolved, what we did, some of the book stories behind some of the covers. And it was really good. People queued up to buy books. I had lots of little conversations afterwards, people suggesting things, asking things I hadn't covered. Thoroughly enjoyable. And so I can do this sort of talk for anyone. So if anybody else would like a talk online or in person, if the travel isn't too far, please get in touch. And the next day, that was a Friday night, the next day I had the car already pre-packed. I drove to Bristol, which is half an hour away, to collect my elder daughter, Kat, and then we drove to Clevedon, which is 20 minutes down the coast on the M5, and we set up our shop for the Clevedon Literary Festival. And it was a lovely, lovely big room in the St Andrew's Church Centre. Lots of other fascinating stalls of people selling books, selling things associated with books, selling a display of old typewriters. That was amazing. And I gave a talk, and there were other really good talks. And it was also quite familiar because my aunt lives in Clevedon. So she came and her friend came saying, which book should I buy? And I was fangirling. I met Sheila Rowbotham, who is a really important feminist historian whose books I have used as a scholar, whose particular book on early contraception in the Edwardian period is just brilliant and groundbreaking. And I heard someone at the stall next to me, which was the Bristol Radical History Group, talking about Sheila. Oh, Sheila's here. And I thought, Sheila Rowbotham. Oh my goodness, it's Sheila Rowbotham. So it was just so excited. I very rarely get to meet a heroine like that. And she was so nice, and she instantly bought one of our books, which is very tactful of her, but it was also relevant. It was Latchkey Ladies, so it's about, pregnancy. Sheila Rowbotham's subject is feminism, contraception, and the early adoption of family planning in Britain, and many other subjects associated with that, but that was my connection. So it was just great. And then at the end of the day, Kat and I totted up the books we'd sold, and good Lord, we sold a shed load of books. So it was an absolute cracking success. It was so much fun. A really great end to our 5th birthday week. So I've been doing cover rights negotiation. This comes up every month, I think. I'm still looking for cover images. One of the outcomes with my talk to Becky of Curtis Brown was that one of the artists that we were considering using, in fact had already chosen for a future book cover, is not out of copyright, and that was absolutely dreadful, and thank goodness Becky told me, otherwise we could have made a seriously expensive mistake, because we had planned to use a lot of this artist's work thinking they were out of copyright, but they're not, and we are now in negotiation, and it's taking a while because my goodness they're busy. So that took up a lot of time, and frantically backtracking on our design plans and not publishing plans. We're still publishing the book, we're still going to use, we hope, certainly for the cover, but I don't think we can afford to use very much for the inside pictures, so that was a shame, but fortuitous that we knew in time, because we could have been stung for hundreds of thousands of pounds, but we won't be. I have also been trying to do TikTok videos. So TikTok, the videos are sort of portrait rather than landscape, which is what this one is, so I bought a new gadget for the phone so I could film that way up. And I've seen a few TikTok videos and thought, I don't understand what this is all about. But thankfully, Emer, who is our Instagram person, she can do the technical bit. So I recorded a TikTok-y thing and she put music on it and put it on TikTok. And some people like it. I mean, double figures of people like it. So that was encouraging. I just have to keep thinking of new TikTok-y things that TikTok audiences might want to watch. It's all a bit strange. The point is, TikTok is a social media platform which has a subgenre in it called book talk, because thousands of millennials, thousands of young people are discovering old books and going, oh, I read this amazing old book and look at it, isn't it beautiful, isn't it lovely? And people go, oh my goodness, I must buy it. The influence is extraordinary. It's not just about, isn't it great to discover new books? It's, isn't it great because people are buying new books? But there's an art to making TikTok videos. I do not have that art. We're trying. It's something to do. It's, yeah. Why not? It's actually quite fun. It's good to learn the technology, but I'm not expecting massive success with this yet. We had a success. The London Review of Books published its leading article in, I forget which issue it was a few weeks ago, certainly in June. Its leading article was a 5-page review by David Trotter, who, if you're in the English literature field, is a massive big name, reviewing the new Penguin edition of Sylvia Townsend Warner's novel Lolly Willows, plus our edition of Valentine Ackland, which is the commissioned biography written by Frances Bingham that we published last year. So that was seriously exciting. It was accolade. I mean, David Trotter reading our book and saying good things about it, nice. To get in the London Review of Books is really good. We advertise with them a bit, but very rarely do our books coincide with what they think their readers might want to read about in editorials. So nice, pleased to get that. I was contacted completely out of the blue by a Canadian journalist who wants to interview me in 2 days' time because she wants to write a feature about Handheld, what we publish, and also how we connect with the other recovery reprint publishers who bring back old books and old stories from the past. So that will be nice. I always like talking to journalists, and we're doing it on Zoom so I can see her face, so I can actually interact a bit more sensibly rather than jamming a phone to my ear and not really understanding if she's getting my jokes, if she's misunderstood something. So media exposure, all good. I've spent the entire month editing Betty Bendell. It's going to be a fabulous book. Betty Bendell, My Life and I, Confessions of an Unliberated Housewife. And the more I worked on this book, the more positive I feel about it. I think we've already shown you the cover, and we put a call out saying, Belinda Lyon, artist for the cover we want to use. Where are you? Where is your estate? Well, due to the efforts dating from about 10 years ago by certainly one, maybe two sisters, one of them is Rural Retro, who is an Instagrammer, and the other is her sister Stella. They got in touch with the agent for Belinda Lyon, and the agent got in touch with me, and finally we've made contact, and I'm waiting for the invoice so I can pay the fee for the use of the cover, and I'm just so pleased because it's really important to pay your way, to know that you have the rights, you are doing this properly, legally, and you're not scamming someone's work without due recompense. And when Belinda Lyon, I hope, will now receive a lot more coverage. I'm hoping that her work will be a great deal better known now that we, the book publishing community, know how to get hold of the agent. So I'm just so chuffed about that. Anyway, Betty Bendell is going to be a stormingly good book. I'm so looking forward to bringing that one out. And today, which is actually beginning of July, but I was working on it in June, I've agreed the terms and I've signed the contract for our 37th classic. Now, we're also up to nearly 6 research titles, so we will be publishing by spring 2024. We will have been publishing 40 books or more, which is a lot. That is just pretty good for a tiny operation, the likes of us, and I'm really proud. And that is a really good thing for a late 5th birthday present. So I'm really pleased. Anyway, see you in July.
Want to see more from us? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to click like, subscribe, or new content alert.